Hey everyone, and welcome back to another versus matchup video. Today we have Shinhan from Dragon Ball Z slash Super versus Saitama from One Punch Man. And now before I get into this video, there's going to be those types of people that are going to go into the comments and just say Saitama's a gag character, therefore he wins. And well, first off, I disagree with that. I don't believe that he has a gag character, and I don't believe that he one-shots everyone in all affection. If you do believe that, then congratulations, you know the outcome of the fight. Yeah, see you in the next one. And now that those types of people are gone and the people that actually put more thought into these conversations are here, we're going to set some ground rules for Saitama. We're going to say that, whenever Saitama, there's a bit of contradiction, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, just to make him seem as strong as possible. And not only that, the difference between casual Saitama and full power serious Saitama, I believe, is going to be a 1 million times multiplier. That's, I think that's middle ground between people who think that when he's serious, that is his full power, and between people that think he's only using 1 quintessillionth of his power or something. I think that's a fair middle ground. And for Shinhan, high balls and low balls will only be used when it makes sense. Or just to prove a point. We're not going to highball Shinhan the same way we're going to highball Saitama. Because apparently highballing Dragon Ball characters is not the same as highballing One Punch Man characters. So if you enjoy this video, dislike and subscribe. And yeah, let's just get right into this fight. For Saitama, the best attack potency feat that we have for him is when he deflected Lord Boros's collapsing star cannon attack, which has lots of different iterations, has a lot of different definitions as to what it could actually destroy. There's one definition that just says he's going to wipe Saitama off the face of the earth, which would be multi-continental. And also another translation that said that he's going to destroy the planet with Saitama, and a guide that said that it could destroy a star. So we're going to give Saitama the benefit of the doubt and say that Lord Boros could destroy a star, and that Saitama was only using 1 millionth of his power when using the serious punch on Lord Boros, which would mean that Saitama's full power should be able to destroy a solar system or multiple solar systems at least. Shinhan, meanwhile, was able to destroy large parts of the Tournament of Power arena, which is really impressive considering the Tournament of Power arena is made out of Kachikachin, which is the strongest known substance, or just the strongest known metal in the entire multiverse. And this must mean that it is stronger than regular Kachin that base Gohan from the Buu Saga couldn't destroy. And base Gohan from the Buu Saga, he fought Deborah as a Super Saiyan 2, and Deborah was on the level of Super Perfect Cell, who could destroy a solar system in a single blast. So this should bare minimum put base Gohan at large star level. However, you could even argue that he's solar system level in base anyway, because he got really strong when training with the Z-Sword, but we'll say that he's large star level for now. And he fails to break a big block of Kachin with the sword. And, even then, Kachikachin should be much stronger than the original Kachin, and Shinhan was able to plow through that like butter. So that should also put Shinhan at solar system to possibly multi-solar system, but because it's even more iffy with Shinhan whether he's multiple solar system level, then you would have to give the point to Saitama. And in terms of physical strength, I think he was stronger than Shinhan, considering Shinhan needed to use a Kikoho to destroy it. So yeah, I would say that Saitama has this point. As for speed, Saitama has jumped from the surface of the moon back down to Earth in a really short amount of time. We're just going to say he did this in a tenth of a second, which puts him at around 8.5 billion miles per hour in just him being casual. And if we apply the same formula as to when he's serious, he is roughly around 12 million times the speed of light. As for Shinhan, there's quite an incredible speed feat in the Dragon Ball filler that's not really spoke about much, but I'll bring it up here. Base Goku was able to travel the length of the afterlife in a really short amount of time to go fight the villains in Hell. And this is really impressive because Hell is multiple galaxies in size, and in some cases, in some iterations, universe in size. So we're going to lowball Shinhan here, or lowball just Goku in general here, and say that is 1 galaxy in size and it took him 24 hours to get there. He would still be approximately 2 billion times the speed of light, which would put Shinhan faster than Saitama. Now, a common argument against this would be, or just this in general, is that Tien Shinhan never did it, so you can't really tell if, he's that fast or not, since it was Goku that performed the feat. However, within Dragon Ball, the higher your power is, or the higher your ki is, then the more powerful you are in general. Like, the faster, more durable, and faster you are. This is shown from when Vegeta is the only one that can even see Frieza's attacks, since he's the only one that's even remotely close to him in power. And he's the only one that's able to react to them because of that. So Tien Shinhan is at least comparable to that. So even if you were to say that he is 10 times slower than that, he would still be much faster than Saitama. So Tien Shinhan takes the speed point against Saitama here. Now, for durability, both of them should relatively scale to their attack potency. As for one, they were able to take attacks from the same people that were able to output the same amount of power that they could. So, like, Saitama was able to take lots of hits from Lord Boros, who even in his restrained forms has been stated to be a planet buster. And just in general, he should be as durable as the power he could output. And within Dragon Ball, power equals durability, speed, and output. So, essentially, Saitama also takes the durability point. Now, for ability, weaponry, and technique, Saitama literally has nothing besides, be going serious. And that's literally it, which comes into the weakness section later on. Tien Shinhan, meanwhile, has quite a few useful techniques, such as the Kikoho, or the Tri-Beam, depending on your translation. This is a trademark attack where it just fires a really powerful square attack, even though it's a triangle in his hands, but we'll move past that. He's also been able to mimic the Kamehameha, but probably won't use it here. He also has the multiform, which every time he splits into two different beings, his power halves, which obviously is a weakness, but equally he can create multiple clones of himself to outmaneuver and throw off the enemy. And they're not like shadow clones from like Naruto or anything, like they are actually Tien Shinhan's. But regardless, Tien Shinhan can also grow 2 extra arms out of his back as well. And he also just has lots of different beam-like attacks too. I forgot to mention as well, Saitama, both of them can fly as well. Saitama can also leap several high distances, but I believe that Tien Shinhan has the arguably more powerful abilities and is much more versatile than Saitama. Next for the weaknesses section, Saitama is, he's kind of, and not in like an insultingly bland in a way that there's nothing really to pick apart, besides the fact that, he doesn't know any martial arts, so he doesn't really have a fighting style per se, he just kind of fights. So yeah, that's kind of a detriment, but besides that, he doesn't really have anything. Tien Shinhan, meanwhile, using the Kikoho too many times consecutively can end up killing him, as it puts a lot of strain in his body, but he has been shown to do it consistently over and over again and been fine. So for who has the worst weakness, it's arguably Tien Shinhan, since that's more detrimental to him no matter what happens, whereas martial arts is kind of situational but kind of not, but I don't know, you get what I'm trying to say. So Tien Shinhan has a more exploitable weakness. Now for the outcome, this is quite a close fight. Saitama, of course, is stronger, more durable, and has the less vulnerable weakness, but Tien Shinhan is faster, has the better abilities, and is more versatile. So Saitama could definitely win this fight if he gets the right hits on Tien Shinhan. The thing that's the biggest, or like one of the things that Tien Shinhan could very well exploit is the speed difference. Even if he uses the multiform technique and uses it twice, so there's 4 of them, and his speed is quartered, each and every one of them are still faster than Saitama, and considering there's 4 of them, that could cause quite the problem for Saitama. However, they are weaker as well, so might not have that much difficulty with dealing with them. The other thing to take into consideration as well, Tien Shinhan is a master martial artist, while Saitama isn't, and also Tien Shinhan can use ranged attacks, meanwhile Saitama, it's really just punching for him, and in order to, attack Tien Shinhan, he would have to get close in, and given the speed difference, Tien Shinhan can always just move away and wear Saitama down. However, I do believe that eventually Saitama would win, considering the Kikoho, while it is extremely powerful, he would have to consecutively hit Saitama, and Saitama would have to be off guard each time. Like, I'm pretty sure, obviously, the Kikoho would do damage to Saitama, right? I'm not saying that it wouldn't do any damage. It could genuinely hurt him. but he's going to have to do it several times to put him down, and considering if he uses it too many times it'll kill him, then that's quite the issue. However, the issue with that is he's not going to have much of a problem getting into a position to hit him, because Saitama is much slower than Shinhan. He could create clones to distract him while he's charging it up in the back. So yeah, it is really close, but I would probably have to put my money on Saitama winning more times than not. However, Shinhan does win several of the times, so it is quite close. And yeah, another thing to take into account is the fact that Shinhan can take a lot of damage. Like, he's taking big beatdowns from characters who are much more powerful than him. Like, he's had his arm ripped off by Nappa, who was at the time much more powerful than Shinhan, and Shinhan was still able to keep fighting, and even then Yusuke Koho. So even when he was worn down, he was still able to use it. So from that point of view, he probably would beat Saitama. But as I said, it is really situational as to what happens. It really just depends on the fight. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. The outcome of this fight is, I don't want to say a draw, but they're both really capable of killing each other. Saitama or Shinhan is more likely to do it faster, since he is much faster. However, Saitama is more durable and stronger, so if he just gets the hits in, especially when Shinhan's in his multiform, then he could deal significant damage to him. So yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't really come to a concrete answer, but it is quite close. Remember as well, we could also highball Shinhan to be even stronger than all of this. I could realistically make a highball for Shinhan to be multi-galaxy level, but you know, as I said, that's not what we're going with today. We're just sticking to Shinhan at an average and Saitama at being highballed. So if you enjoyed this video, dislike and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below who you think would win. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.